My name is Rosa Cecilia. I'm from London and I'm a singer-songwriter and recording artist. My heritage is Chilean, Italian and English. I'm 23. So in terms of like my background musically and my influences, none of my family are professional musicians or have ever been in that world, but my dad is such like a music nerd in like the best way possible. And I think as well, like having family from different countries and stuff, there's just always like a very wide mood board when it comes to culture of any form, be it art or fashion. That's my grandma Elvira when she first came to the UK, and I just love it. Like I just feel like it's so... That's the beautiful thing about photos, it's like you're just trapped in a time and there's something super timeless, but I still obviously recognise her face because it's my grandma, and I don't know, it's one of my favourite pictures ever. I love it.
I think my culture has inspired my music and my art, but more in a way that like it wasn't directly. I think as well, like when you're a kid from the diaspora, you're never Latin enough or black enough or Asian enough or whatever, but you're also never British enough or wherever you did grow up. So I was always making an effort to look into what is going on in Latin America, even though I don't live there. So I like, at the moment, I love Nathi Peluso. I think she's doing amazing. She's not Latino, but even people like Rosalia. So because I make such an effort to like look into that culture, I just am so fascinated because it feels like a part of me. So yeah, that in that way it does, definitely.
This is my Chilean family in their house in like the 70s, and I just love it. Like I want to know who that is. Do you know, like look at her. She's so cool. She's got like this little beehive and this like silver glittery. She's just so 70s, and I don't know who she is. And I want to know who she is. That's my parents. I think that's when my mum was pregnant with me actually. So my dad was always playing music to the point that it would drive my mum mad. Like she'd be like, can we have a moment of silence? Like it's just all the time. But I love, like we love it. And yeah, she's super diverse. But the things I was always attracted to were the jazz stuff. It was like the Nina Simones, the Grace Jones, even like the Joni Mitchells, the oh my god, what's her name? Carly Simons, the Carole Kings, like female singers that were talking about really quite serious shit, to be honest, even when I was a kid, and I love that. Obviously I listen to them now as like a grown, educated woman or whatever, and I can pick up on the nuances, but I think as a kid I didn't necessarily know what they were singing about, but they just conveyed this melancholy sense of pain, especially when you think of people like Carole King and Nina Simone. Like there's just so much pain but beauty within the pain, to their voices, to their tones, to their vibrato, to everything. And I think when you're a kid you notice these very like what's the word, ambiguous things. So yeah, that's what I liked as a child.
No one can always be an angel when everything goes wrong.
The icons I had as a 9-year-old, as a 7-year-old even, were the same. They were very womanly women, and I don't mean physically, like I don't mean they looked really womanly. I mean, again, emotionally. They weren't songs about boys, they were songs about men and about politics and about racial politics and feminism, and yeah, so I think that was always, that's my vibe. I think it was the sort of thing where I sang for so long I thought that everybody could sing, because I was just always in love with music and it was just a natural attraction, so I just assumed everybody could sing. But the first time I thought like, oh, maybe I'm different, is when I sang, I think I was in year 6, and I sang like All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey to an audience, like the parents and stuff, and they like clapped really loud at the end, and I was like, oh, that's a nice feeling, that's cute, I'll keep doing a bit of that. Yeah. To be honest, the time I started taking it proper seriously was only a year ago, because I was on a show called The Boys when I was 16 and stuff like that, and I think some of my following knows that, others don't. Most don't, I think. But that's the first time that I was exposed to the industry, but it wasn't really the industry, it was more the television industry, and I knew that maybe that route was great but not for me. So I remember thinking to myself, I want to get educated, I want a degree. None of my family have, you know, major qualifications. Doesn't mean they haven't done well for themselves. I'm so inspired by them and their like form of self-teaching, but I did think, I just want a degree, I want to know who I am, who is Rosa, who is this, and I was still a girl, I was 16, so I wanted to know like, who is Rosa the woman, And so I lived in Paris, I worked in fashion, I put my finger in a lot of different pies. And then I still, after doing that, was like, no, music is my true love. That is my calling, not to sound cheesy. So yeah, a year ago when I graduated, I was like, right, degree's over, I'm gonna make this a job. Like, this is my business plan, and it's going okay so far. Okay. I think, yeah, definitely going to uni has given my songwriting more substance. And I think, especially for women or like femme people, be it femme non-binary people in the music industry, I think there's a huge competition in terms of age. I think not even just in the music industry, but like as women, we're always told, well, so-and-so is the biggest model in the world and they're only 21, or so-and-so is the biggest pop star in the world and they're only 19, or whatever. I don't really care about stuff like that. I wanted to be the best version of myself, the most educated, and I don't just mean book educated, I mean emotionally educated version of myself. And now I feel like I'm at that point where I'm happy to share who I am, and I like who I am because I didn't like who I was for a very long time without getting too deep. So now that I have that repertoire, yeah, I'm more confident in my songwriting for sure. Yeah, it's very hard to play with my nails, but I know the verdict, I just don't know if I can contest. I can say goodbye if you want me to. Wait, we can cry under the blue moon. I can say. I do like it when my music has a specific message. There's nothing wrong with writing the odd song here and there that's about a light topic. In fact, we all need that relief. There's a song on my EP called Runaway, and it's literally just about wanting to go on holiday with someone that you fancy. Baby, be my runaway. Reality can wait. Very light-hearted, but most of the songs that really are true to my heart are about things like, you know, like Passers-by is about queer interracial relationships. Ambidextrous is about like left and right wing politics, and yeah, I like writing songs about serious things because I feel like that's what I think about all the time rather than like love. Yeah.
Like sometimes if I'm writing a song, I can already see like a lyric video or a music video or a scene, like a cinematic scene in my head. And in terms of fashion, I was always influenced by cinema rather than like Vivienne Westwood's collection, you know what I mean? It was always film. So they are interconnected. Yeah, definitely. I think art is a form. I think it can be a form of escapism, but also a form of realism. So I think, like I was saying earlier, a lot of my songs try to be quite an element of realism, but also a form of escapism in that they ease the bad elements of reality. But visuals, yeah, I like mostly full escapism visually, because I think we just see so much, especially with social media now, you see so much reality on your phone all the time that when I want to sit down and watch a movie and just zone out, I want it to be something that like is just unattainable. I kind of like that. Yeah. If I could have written any song ever, I really love Brazilian like bossa nova jazz from the 60s. That is my shit. And I love Tom Jobim, who obviously is like the god of it. So I would just choose classic Corcovado, which is like the main, you all would have heard it, like everyone's heard the song. But it's just, yeah, so romantic, so beautiful, so jazzy, so Latin, and I love it.
Quero a vida sempre assim, com você.
I would say it is important that my music and art and everything has a specific message, but like I said before, I mean, I don't mind what that message is, because I think as an artist you can strive to deliver a specific message. Doesn't mean that everybody's going to see it that way, because people are from different countries, they have different gender identities, they have different life experiences. So that's the beauty of art, is what they take from it could be completely different to what you were intending to give them. So I come with my life, my personality, my experience. But what I think is sick is that people are seeing it through their perspective, and I don't mind what they get from it as long as they're getting something and it moves them in some way. You know? Let's switch up the vibe, 'cause I like to rewind. Let's ride it slow, I like to feel it in my soul. 'Cause I notice why you're here, and I know why I feel whole.